Title.
Yes, this public hearing is related to the authorized name of the 911 memorial at the Sheridan Park to the Deputy Clerk H.T. Lusk 9/11 Memorial.
Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the proposal? Please state your name and address. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the proposal? Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the proposal? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the proposal? Please state your name and address. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the proposal? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the proposal? Is there anyone else that would like to speak regarding this proposal? Hearing none, I declare the public hearing closed and the legislation will be considered during the regular order of business. Read the short title.
This public hearing is related to the change of the field house at the Norwood Park to John C. Smith Jr. Fields.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the proposal? Come on up. So you'll state your name and address and, yeah.
Hi, Jeffrey C. Smith, 22 Wineacre Cove, Jordan, New York. So I'm here representing my father, John C. Smith, who in 1961 founded the Eastwood Bears Football Association. Many of those who live in Eastwood would know my father. He spent 60 years with the Eastwood Bears. The Bears started in 61. They went from Shop City to Eastwood Junior High to Huntington, Cummings Field. Then my father worked something out with the city of Syracuse many years after and developed Norwood Park into the park it is today. The building there was developed and built by my father through many of his contacts in the construction business with no cost to the city of Syracuse. So the structure there was done by volunteers from the unions, his friends. He took a leave of absence from J.C. Smith and built the building there. Now there's two fields there. There used to be a basketball court in the back where they developed two football fields there and some softball fields. Through the Eastwood Bears, it started the Eastwood Girls Fast Pitch Softball. Eastwood Lacrosse was there. So there are many other groups besides the Eastwood Bears that have been there since Norwood Park started. So I'm asking for, there's two football fields there that are unnamed to be changed to the John C. Smith Jr. Fields at Norwood Park. He spent 60 years there. He's 93 years old, still kicking, still doing well. And I think it'd be a great honor for the Eastwood community to remember someone who coached thousands of kids and went many coaches in this area. There's coaches in the pro ranks, there's coaches in the college ranks, and there's many well-known people in Syracuse that came through the Eastwood Bears. Thank you, and I appreciate the kind words, Mr. Hogan, from earlier this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Is there anyone else here to speak in favor of the proposal? Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the proposal? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the proposal? Please state your name and address. Is there anyone to speak in opposition to the proposal? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to the proposal? Hearing none, I declare this public hearing closed and the legislation will be considered during the regular order of business. Now is the time and place for a public hearing. Would the clerk please read the short title?
Yes, this public hearing is related to the change of Meacham Ice Ring to John J.H. Dunn Ice Arena at Meacham Park.
Is there anyone here to speak in favor of the proposal? Please come up and state your name and address.
Hello, my name's Jim Dunn, 410 East Manchester Road, Syracuse, New York.
Go ahead.
Well, it goes back to about 1970 when my dad saw a need for hockey programs, or at least an ice skating rink for public skating also, figure skating. And it started at McKinley Park. And we eventually moved it to Meacham Field. He made a bunch of phone calls. Jim Ciccone used to be the commissioner like Julie is, and Jim, along with his partner, Pat Hogan, made sure that we got the field plowed out at Meacham Field. And for the first couple of years, we made ice. They donated fire hoses, and we made natural ice for a couple of years. Then I think the city realized how much we did it for ice time to play hockey. So it was a trade-off. And I think the city realized how much of a need, how well it was being used for public skating at Meacham Field. And that's when the city started investing money. Eventually, they enclosed the building and paid for artificial ice. And now there's a huge hockey program called Valley Hockey. And it's, I don't know, I tried to find out how many members there are, how many kids play in it, but it's huge. And it's been going on for a long time. And we felt the need that, since my dad made all these phone calls, he knew Pete Napier, who was at the time was head of the War Memorial, and they had new boards installed at the War Memorial, and they had the old ones laying around. And so my dad called Pete Napier up, and the city donated the boards and the manpower to install the boards, which made it a lot easier for us to make ice because we were using snowbanks, frozen snowbanks for boards. And also when we moved to Meacham, Mr. Ciccone also said that we can't do this on a volunteer basis anymore, and the city started paying us as what I call rink rats, making ice, you know, and also during public skating, being rink guards, make sure kids weren't getting hurt and being reckless. And I think it would be a great honor for my dad to have it renamed after him, because he put a lot of time, and he wasn't just involved in hockey. He was involved in Valley Pythons, which is out of McKinley Park, football, VJAA, basketball out of the old Polsland School, and Valley Pony League, which was at Meacham Field. So it wasn't just a hockey, you know, and he put a lot of time and effort into helping us kids and keeping us out of trouble. At least me and my brother anyways.
Thank you, Mr. Dunn.
Okay, and thank you for your time, and I hope it all goes well. Thanks.
Is there anyone else who'd like to speak in favor of this proposal? Please state your name and address.
Mike Dunn from Ballinsville, New York. John's my father. Jim would be my brother, who we sort of kept out of trouble. But just the petition came out probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I think a little bit of the COVID, a little bit of everything else kind of, it simmered down a little, but he recently passed away a couple months ago unexpectedly, so friends and family and everything brought it back up again and kind of kicked it up a little bit. But like he said, he created it. We all, a lot of us on the McKinley Park area and the Valley area played at mid-state hockey, and the price of hockey went up 3-4 times, and a lot of people couldn't afford it. So he started the City League, basically. Sunnycrest had it, Kirk.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak regarding this proposal? Hearing none, I declare this public hearing closed, and the legislation will be considered during the regular order of business.
Thank you. It's just weird, right? You guys be blessed.